All right, back with another one. Getting back into it. Taking this one from the Hot and Ready Discord channel. This is a request by Tom for a Billy Strings song called Turmoil in Tinfoil. Now, I do know who Billy Strings is. I've actually seen him live before, but he was playing with another group for a few songs, so it wasn't. I've never been to a Billy Strings show. Um, so I've never really listened to any Billy Strings tunes. As sad as that sounds, I know I would dig it. And I know he's from Michigan, so I should probably start getting into his catalog. Um, yeah, this, like I said, this came out of the Hot and Ready Discord from Thomas. The first request I've done for him. So we might do some more Billy Strings too. I feel like this is going to be stuff that I'm fairly into. I think he has an all string, and I don't think there's a drummer in the band, if I remember correctly, like seeing him play. And I think he primarily plays acoustic guitar. When I saw him, he was playing an electric guitar, but I think he primarily plays acoustic, and they kind of do like an acoustic string band kind of thing, almost like bluegrass feeling stuff. Again, I've never really listened to Billy Strings. I've heard, a few songs here and there, some clips and some shorts and stuff like that, him playing different stuff, but haven't really sat down and like listened to an album or anything. And so this is really kind of my first introduction to Billy Strings and actually sit down and critically listen to some of his music. So I'm excited to see what I can pick up on, what I'm gonna hear. I'm sure it's gonna be awesome. So it's kind of a long intro, but we'll get into this one with this new artist, Billy Strings. So let's get this started. Make sure the levels are good. Should be okay. Nice. Okay, so there's a drum set there. I don't know if he uses it or not. Four dudes, double bass, acoustic guitar, Nando. Looks like he's having a good time. Got a little breeze or fan blowing on him, or he's outside maybe. The banjo. I liked that little intro. So So like to me that feels like a jazz tune, like with how you intro, with that kind of thinking that that's like maybe like the head or the main, part, and then you have kind of your verses and then maybe solo sections, and then they'll come back to that at some point, maybe jam a little and then come back to that at the very end again. But I really liked it. That was a unique sounding thing. It looks like he's got capoed 3. So I don't know if he's um, if he's just playing, standard tuning chords, D, C, G, A, E, stuff like that. Just capoed 3. So, um, I don't know, but we'll find out. So I don't have a capo on me right now, so I'm not going to try to do any of that. But it almost sounds like I was hearing it centered around F. Maybe. I mean, it was definitely way more complicated than that. But it seemed like it was in the F region somewhere. So, but yeah, so far really cool. The everybody has like a very percussive kind of an instrument, so you don't necessarily need a drummer, and so it's pretty cool. Especially the flat picking on the acoustic guitar is very percussive, course, the double bass is very percussive. Banjo literally has a drum head on it, and the mandolin, it's got kind of that high end sound that kind of carries that the like a higher maybe piano type of a fills that kind of a void. So far really cool. Yeah, let's get into it, listen to it for a little bit. Okay, I stopped right away. That little half step. I could see you in the darkness, and I'm running through the night. I recall a silver morning. This is cool. That's a cool change right there. You were standing right before me. The vocal stays consistent, but there's some cool different chord changes going on below that. I forgive you even then, but I feel inconsequential. Interesting. In the current state I'm in. So he's capoing just so he can play all those open strings and all that flat picking, which is cool. I get that. It's just not a world that I've really been in. Not that I wouldn't want to be. Trying to keep on digging, wretched past I will into. Oh, you never said you're sorry. I forgive you even then, but I feel inconsequential. That's such an interesting chord change there. I feel inconsequential. It's like to a half step below where they're going to. But I feel inconsequential. Anyways. In the current state I'm in. Cool bass banjo solo. So you've got the mandolin and the guitar really kind of just doing rhythm, like kind of offbeat kind of chug type stuff. Really letting the bass and the banjo lay it down right now. It's awesome. To me, it almost is like they wanted to be in a metal band, but their parents couldn't afford to like buy them all the metal band accoutrement, like all the extra pedals and amps and like fancy guitars and stuff like that. But just like kind of how they're like into it, especially Billy, how he's so into it. And I love their look though. They're embracing their own like style and feel and vision for how their band should sound and look. And obviously they're not that worried about how they look, don't get me wrong, but they kind of have that throwback. Like Billy has that big time like 70s throwback kind of thing going on. And then the other guys, it's like they're just like dudes that you have gone to church with, and like they decided to like kind of grow their hair out and like be in a really cool like bluegrass rock band type of a thing. It's kind of funny. It's kind of a cool group of dudes. Looks like a cool group of dudes to hang out with. Look at that. I wish it was a little louder. Just comes in hot. Lost the sunglasses, lost the glasses. Like the suede jacket, so cool. That's so good. It's like he does look like Tom. Like allegedly or apparently, not allegedly. I guess it's true that the guy that requested that I listen to this is cousins with Billy Strings. I don't know how distant it is, but they do kind of share some resemblances. The hair is very similar, the jawline, the sideburns is very similar. I never really kind of looked at it that way, but it's definitely like resemblances. So yeah, good call, Tom. Like just stopping it right there, that does kind of look like you. But really, really good. I mean, he comes in hot. Obviously, I'm not anywhere close to his skill level, and I'm not capoed, so I can't really do any of like the cool flat picking, like open stringed stuff. But yeah, he's jamming out hard in F right now, and it's just really cool. Yeah, really awesome. But he came in so hot, and like the sound of his guitar was so much more forward and hot and piercing than the other instruments. I mean, it's the different instruments, but it's like you can tell he's the band leader. He comes in hot. The other guys did great. They did a fine job with both of their solos. I really enjoyed it. I liked what the mandolin player did with some of the kind of the build up, and then he was kind of getting into some funky, chord type stuff in there, and then, kind of tapered it off just nice for Billy to jump in with his lead. Yeah, so far really cool. The bass player just laying it down and just keeping it going. Awesome. Let's keep going. Yeah, it's like he's in a metal band right now. Okay, yes, that's so good. Back to the head, right? I gotta hear that one more time. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 3 and a 4. So where are we? They trigger that with they go into that last little part, right? Coming up. 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the signal. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. And then we're in like a whole nother feel now. Just keep going with it. Nice. That's so good. Look at all those old whites. The little harmonies. Speed it up. Back to it again. Really cool. Wow, really fun stuff there.
Through the turmoil in the tin
Okay.
foil,
Yep.
it's just the way it used to be. But I have the strength and I will learn how to find broken wheels. Though you never said you're sorry, I forgive you even then. But I feel inconsequential in the current state I'm in.
Nice. I loved that. I loved that. I mean, there's obviously way more to it than that, but really cool, dude. Really, really good. Yeah, I loved that. That was so good, so good. And I didn't even really mention his singing. His singing is it's very good. It's just very appropriate to what he's playing, and it sounds exactly like it should sound vocally. Like the tone and timbre of his voice, just that slight bit of like kind of like a southern nasally accent drawl type of a thing going. I mean, obviously there's not like a massive southern drawl. It's just nasally and kind of southern sounding enough to make this type of music, which to me is kind of like, and I don't really know this genre or subgenres or fusions of bluegrass and other things, but to me it's kind of like a rock and roll, hard rock or rock and roll mixed with bluegrass. So it's like rock and bluegrass. Because I was getting metal vibes. Like, dude was doing some kind of really cool dissonant jazzy chords that can kind of sound like a metal chord in the context, and the rest of the band isn't really like doing a lot of stuff that makes me think metal. But I mean, the mandolin player was doing some really cool sounding kind of minor half step dissonant type things in there in his little part. Banjo player killing it. He was doing some cool bends and stuff. So yeah, rock and roll, hard rock and roll, blues, bluegrass, metal. Is kind of like a mixture of a whole bunch of different things that I'm hearing, and some influences maybe. Those guys probably all listen to just about, I mean, combined, they probably all listen to like everything. There's probably not much that they all combined don't listen to music-wise, genres and artists and stuff. So yeah, and it shows. That was a really interesting song. There were some really cool rhythmic moments towards the end when they kept that going, and they were kind of playing with the rests in there and coming back in on some off beats and kind of psyching the crowd out over and over again. That they seemed to be enjoying themselves for that, keeping the crowd guessing and surprising them with some of that, and coming back in with that kind of slower groove, and then picking it back up. And I couldn't tell if it was Billy leading the charge on that speed up. What's the musical term for speeding up? But the slow kind of build and speed up. I couldn't tell if it was Billy and the bass was following him, or if the bass was following Billy. It seemed like they were really very seamlessly kind of on the same page with how and when to speed it up. Yeah, so that was really, really cool. I really dug that. All that sweet flat picking was just awesome, and that's just kind of his MO. And like I said, the voice, just really good vocal, very pure, great tone. Like I said, it sounds exactly like it should sound for the type of music that they're playing. Little bit of an edge, but pure, not a ton of like singy vibrato, just subtle enough, and hitting notes pretty square. Everything was sounding really good. So, yeah, big fan of that. Like me some Billy Sims. I'd like to get into a Billy Strings, Billy Sims. Now I'm on my football thing. Billy Strings. I'd like to get into more of him and his stuff. So, if there's other good tunes that are like must hears, drop them in the comments. Also, remember to drop a like and subscribe. Helps me out. And yeah, until the next time. Peace.